Hey there friends, Nibs again. Out here at the range today doing a little bit of plinking, a little bit of target shooting. And what I have here to show you guys, if you guys have been on the channel for any amount of time, you've seen this one a couple times before. But this is one of my absolutely pride and joy possessions of my gun collection. And I love all my 22s, but this one is very special. This one is a unmolested, well, I say unmolested, but it does have a replacement Lyman 17A Globe up front, but I do have the original front sight for it. So and this Globe, I believe, was installed on this gun probably from new. The tin that this came in, and the tin of inserts that came with the gun with this, I looked up, I did some research, and that tin was made in the early 20s. But this Winchester Model 52 Pre-A slow lock, very early edition, 4-digit serial number, was made in March of 1920. They started producing the 52 in 1919, and so this is a very early production gun. It has this ladder sight for a peep sight, windage adjustments, shows out to about 250 yards. Just an absolute timeless gun, really. I've actually shot this gun out to 100 yards and it did really well. Today we're going to keep it at 25 yards. It's a little swirly and windy out here, so I really wanted to just get it out and shoot it. It's so much fun. One thing you have to watch out for these, and this one is just fine, but there's a little piece right here where the safety is. And they call it the crack of doom for these. If you try to flip the safety on, I don't even know. So I think while the gun is open, maybe, or the knob isn't fully, you can crack this little piece right here of the receiver where the safety lever attaches to. So you never want to try to flip the safety on unless the bolt is engaged and the knob is cocked, from what I've read. I just leave it alone so it won't break. I never shoot it anywhere but at the range and point it in a safe direction, so I just don't even touch the safety, and I'll never have to worry about it breaking on me. But we're going to try this with a couple different ammos. I have some Normatec 22. I have some Aguila Super Extra, and I also have some Aguila 22 rifle match. Oh, and my battery's getting low, but I'm sure I've got plenty of battery to get this video done. But let's move on so we don't run out. All right, so let's start off with the Normatec 22. So I was trying to do a day at the range challenge a couple of months ago, and I had taken all of my Winchester magazines out of this and my 69s and 75s and things like that to use in my other model 50, my 52C, one of my 52Cs, and I forgot to put it back in here. So we're going to be single loading this, which is no problem. This has got a nice generous loading port, so it's real easy to single load. I'll have to remember to do that when I get back home. The magazine's in with my 52C. I know where it is, I just need to put it back. But these sights are so nice. 9 o'clock. Now let's go to 12 o'clock. 9 o'clock's pretty well shot out. This is my third video on this same splatterburst. And it really really is nice. It just saves on money for one thing, being able to paster those guys up, but it you just keep pasting them and they look great. Looks like I might be hitting just a little low with these ones. It's all right, we're going for grouping more than anything. I did zero it a little bit with at 25 yards. Like I said, the last time I shot this, I believe I was shooting at 100 yards with it. Looks like a nice little group forming up there though, for sure. So as you guys can probably realize by now that I own a lot of 22s. If I was forced to have to give up and only keep a couple of 22s, this would definitely fall in that short list, for sure. This would be one that I would definitely not want to give up. Just a fantastic shooter. Awesome history. All right, let's move on to the Aguila rifle match. All right, let's go for 3 o'clock with these ones. Still a little low. Maybe it's not liking these ones quite as much as that Norma. As you can imagine, this thing does have a fabulous trigger on it. Not quite as nice as my, say, 52Cs or my 52D, but definitely a 52 trigger though, for sure. Very nice. So the early 52s were what they call the slow lock, and it actually cocks on close, and that makes it makes the action a little slower to lock down and close, because you have to put the effort into it to cock the action while it's closing. And they only had those for a couple of years, I think, and then they went to what they call the fast lock, where it actually cocks on open, and then when you go forward, all you're doing is locking the breech shut. But this one is a slow lock. But I'm not in any hurry. So, alrighty. Well, that group came together a little better right towards the end. I kind of put all the pieces together. All right, let's try the Super Extra. We'll go right for the center bullseye for these ones. This is one of those guns that, you know, being made in early 1920, it didn't see World War II, but it lived through the Great Depression, it lived through World War II. A lot of guns were turned in and scrapped and turned into war effort steel during World War II, so I'm sure a lot of, maybe not a lot of Winchester 52s, but a lot of guns got scrapped. Just always wonder, you know, what kind of matches this thing has been in, what kind of shooting competitions. You know, was it somebody's squirrel hunting gun during the Great Depression? You know, it could have possibly kept the family alive, bringing rabbits and squirrels into the house. Definitely wouldn't have any problem taking rabbits at 25, 50, even 100 yards. I think my groupings at 100 yards were this, where they're just a little over like an inch and a half. That's kind of some of the fun that I have with these vintage guns like this. Just the older they are, the better. The more nostalgia they have for me, the more, you know, I can kind of oh yeah, that's some really nice shooting. Just about one ragged hole from all of them, really, but you know, any deviation from one ragged hole there is strictly my old tired eyes. I'm certain the gun could do much better in the hands of somebody with sharp eyes. The one thing, and I'll never do it, but the one thing I wish this had was drilled and tapped. This is just a couple years prior. They didn't start from the factory drilling and tapping these until 1924. So then every year after that, they were drilled and tapped for those nice long Nerdle or, you know, whatever, Fecker long tube scopes. And I really wish this one was, but because it's so original, I'll never do that to it. But I would really love to throw one of my old target scopes up on this thing and just see what kind of performance we could really get out of it. That would be awesome. But there you go. That is my Winchester Model 52 Pre-A. Just one of those guns that I could just sit and look at it. I don't even have to shoot it. I can just sit and look at it. The thing's so beautiful. But there you go. Also out here shooting my, this is a new addition to the collection, my Winchester Model 47, which is a much newer gun. Still old, but much newer than this one. And it did really good at 25 yards too. So today's been a really good day shooting. Had a busy day working on putting together a deck for my wife. She bought a table. She wanted an extension on the deck so the table could fit on there. Here's a picture of what I got done so far. It's coming out pretty good, but that was a long, it's very hot, very muggy, very humid, and to say the least, I was drenched from head to toe, and I couldn't get any wetter if I'd went and jumped in the lake. So, but it's all good. Happy wife, happy life, right? So, and then I get to sneak away in the evening and go shoot beautiful guns like this. Can't get much better than that, right? Hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.